I'm in the London Underground tube station. It's hot, it's busy, everyone's looking miserable, apart from me, of course. I'm making my way to the Way Out sign, and as I make my way there, a poster catches my eye. It's a portrait of an elderly man, and it's part of a charity ad campaign to raise awareness for the elderly. As soon as I locked eyes with him in the poster, the sounds, the people, the crowd, it all disappeared as we had this one-on-one moment, eye to eye. He's looking at me and he's smiling. But not the kind of smile you make when you're happy. It was more the kind of smile you do when you're trying to be brave. I can see it in his eyes, his loneliness, his isolation. He's smiling through his pain. And no one should have no one. That day, I made him a promise, and I'll tell you more about that later. This image gave a voice to the voiceless. And it started my journey into the profound power of connection in photographs. A connection that transcended language, and one that turned a stranger into someone that I could trust. And I wanted to encapsulate that magic and infuse it into the photographs that I took as a photographer so that others could feel seen and heard. And whilst I was on that journey, I also found the secret to looking good in photographs. Researchers has found that when we look at a photograph of a person that's conveying a genuine emotion, we connect immediately. We connect, we empathize, we mirror back the same emotion. And that's incredible because it means your photo has the ability to go from a mere photo into a powerful tool of connection. And I became obsessed with connection. And I'm glad that I did. Because I noticed that the more I focused on connection, the more I focused on getting a genuine emotion, the more attractive the person looked. It was like an inner spark from inside out, a glow. I've been a photographer now for over 15 years, and I've taken thousands of images, and I have not seen anything quite as transformative as this. Further research by Centurino et al. Has found that a genuine smile is considered more attractive and more trustworthy. So imagine what that would do for your dating potential. And potential is around us everywhere. LinkedIn's own data shows that you're 21 times more likely to have someone click on your profile if you have a profile photo than if you don't. So imagine the possibilities and the difference you could make in your community if you were seen. I know a technique that I use. It's called the emotional memory technique, and I have borrowed it from actors, admittedly. They use it to infuse real, genuine emotion into a scene. I use it to get the best out of everyone. Would you like me to teach you this technique? Lovely. Okay, so we're going to start with the eyes because connection is really, really important. So you're going to look with intention. So it's a slight squint, but not a squint where you can't actually see what you're doing, because that's not the look we're going for. So it's just a slight look of intention, and then this is where the magic begins. I want you to think of someone that you love. This could be your child, your partner, your boss. I mean, whatever works for you. But think of them, right? And then what you'll notice is that as soon as you think of them, I see a radical change just in the face. You get a little sparkle in your eye, and you smile naturally. But let's expand. I want you to think of a memory with this person. A memory that filled your heart with joy. Find that memory. It could be something small they did for you. It could be, but it meant a lot. And what I want you to do is focus on that emotion. Focus on the emotion and bring it up, and remember the memory. I want to see it in your faces. Come on, let me see it. Beautiful. Wow, you guys are the most attractive and trustworthy audience I have ever met. Want to see the magic? So, in this first photo is of Natasha. Look at her first shot, and then look at her after photograph. Look at the connection in her eyes. Look at the level of authority she's giving you. She's telling you something about herself, right? Okay. In the second image, look at the before shot, and then look at the connection and the illumination in the image afterwards. He's telling you again something about him. And finally, if you look at these images, everyone is telling you something about themselves. I bet you could look at each person and really get a good sense of their personality. They all look illuminated. They all look their best. Thank you. The image at the bottom here was taken virtually. I wasn't even there. This is the power of the technique that you have just learnt. I was in the UK, and she was in Mexico when that was taken. And the shot in the far corner was increased his LinkedIn impressions by 40% in 48 hours. Returning to my story at the London Underground station. The reason why I connected so deeply with the elderly man is because when I looked into his eyes, I had seen that look before. I'd seen it in my father. And that day, I made that promise to him that he would never feel that kind of silent pain. The bravest thing that you can do right now is step in front of the camera and know that you are enough. Use the emotional memory technique to tap into your brilliance. Illuminate your beauty, your uniqueness. Find the person you were before society put you in a box and made you think certain things about yourself. Because when you do that, you won't just look good, you'll captivate. So I'm going to leave you with this. If your photo could give you a voice, what message would you reveal? Thank you.